So I've been weaving on this pillow for a little ways, and I'm ready to add another color. I'm going to add a color in the middle here. And because I've chosen colors which are so vibrant, I'm going to keep my design simple. I'm doing a variation of this, and I've woven essentially up to this point. So I'm ready to expand this color to each side and add the color in the middle. Now the same rules apply when adding multiple colors as if you've watched the video on the vertical line and the diagonal line. Same rules apply. So I ended with my yarns hanging on the left side of my color blocks, and the rule is the hanging on the left start with the yarn on the right. So I'm going to weave the right hand one, and then I need to add a brown. So I'm adding a brown, and it's going to go around that marked warp in the back, and it's going to go around this marked warp, and because it's the same color as the background, I can just lay it in, and it needs to go around that one that's in back of the batten. So I'm going to make myself a little reminder. And then I'm going to add the color in the middle, because remember I'm working from left to right, and I start with the yarn on the right. So I did the orange, the brown, and now I'm going to add the center color, and I've already marked my warps, and it's just going to go around and these, and I'm going to work my tail back into the opposite shed. And again, it needs to go around that one that's in back of the batten. I like to make myself little reminders. And this one is going to go around that marked warp and around this marked warp. Now I'm going to change my shed. And the yarns are hanging on the right side. I'm going to start with the one on the left. My yarn's kind of long on that one. And this one is already around the marked warp on the right. It's going to go around that marked warp that's behind the batten. And this one needs to go around this marked warp. This needs to go around that marked warp and that marked warp. So it doesn't matter how many colors you add in the middle. The same rules apply. They're hanging on the left. I gotta change my shed here. So if they're hanging on the left, you start with the yarn on the right. And check and make sure it's around that marked warp. So I always envy people that have an inspiration for their weaving. Basically, I pick out colors I like and then hope they give me an idea for a design. Almost looks like I'm using 70s colors here. I always like to use one light, one dark, and one medium color, and then work in some accent colors. So I'm going to continue weaving just the same way, and I'm weaving 10 rows of each. So I've woven 10 rows here and 10 rows here, so I will continue and weave 10 rows here. Now I have to actually weave 20 rows of this color before I'm ready to add the third color. So I will weave this much and this much of the tan before I'm ready to add another color. So I'll keep on weaving here and I'll catch you in a few minutes. So I've been weaving with this center color now to the point that I'm ready to add another color in the middle. So if you look at this little sample, I've woven 2 colors, 2. I'm ready to add a third color. So I have woven my well, the brown is going to go clear to the outside edge this time. So I've woven my orange and I want to weave it back into the opposite shed because I'm going to end it. So weaving it back to the opposite shed. And then I'm going to weave my brown. It's going to go clear to the outside edge. And then I'm going to weave the center color. This is my last row. I need to splice another color of the yarn onto there. And so it's going to increase out to here. And this is going to go back to the same place, finishes off the 10 rows. And then when I change my shed, okay, the brown is going to go to the outside edge, so I'm going to weave the orange first and then weave it back into the opposite shed. And then I'm going to weave my brown. So they were hanging on the left. I'm starting with the yarn on my right, so it goes to the outside edge. And then my tan, I'm going to add a new tan, and it's going to go out farther. This bulky yarn has 15% mohair, so it has a lot of strings to it. And then I'm going to weave the center, so I have to add a new yarn in the center, and it's going to go around marked warp. And I want to weave the tail back into the opposite shed. And then this one, I just need to go around that marked warp. It's going to go around to here. And then the brown one is going to go this far. And then when I change my shed, this one first. So it doesn't matter how many colors you have you're weaving across, the same rule always applies. The hanging on the right, you start with the one on the left. Oops. stick right here. There, looks better. Okay, so now you can see how the design is being formed. I'm going to weave another 10 rows, and then this will go out to that point. The green will go out to that point. So I will wait till I weave 20 more rows before I change my design, add another color. And actually the halfway point is about right here in the rug. So I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do when I get to the halfway point. So I'll have to do a little calculation when I get a little closer. So anyway, that's how you work adding more colors. And the more colors you add, the more yarns you have hanging down. So you just keep working in that manner and keep on weaving. So thank you for watching.